Let's talk about the ARC copies which I have received and reviewed in the past 3 weeks. Hey guys, hi. This is Anushka, and today the first book which I read was First Meet Foul by Jacqueline Snowy. And this book, man, this book was so amazing because the thing with this book was Luca and Laurelie both were so freaking perfect for each other and so damn perfect. And the thing was, we all love a romance book where some kind of sports is involved. But this book, both the characters were sports related. Like Laurelie played soccer and Luca played football. And then you have the brothers best friend trope, enemies to lovers trope, forced proximity, and again, we love book where the guy asks the girl to move in, but they were temporary roommates because due to something happened with Laurelie. I'm not gonna spoil that for you all. And the thing with this book, I rated it a 5 star. And the funniest thing about this book was I generally love the main characters more than the side characters, but this was a reverse happening. I loved Luca's grandmother. She was like a sweet old lady who has a sassy mouth, who never, what do I say, who never speaks something that her heart does not tell. She always speaks her heart out. So she can just curse you out as well. She can also love you as well. So that was the thing with Luca's grandmother. And then the funniest thing which we expect throughout the book is the banter. Like, you are turning a page and then you expect something from that book, like, which is happening, and then you expect some more because you like it. And that was it, their banter for me. So yes, this was First Meet Foul by Jacqueline Snowy. I guess this one released last month, like at the end of April. So next book which I read was Real Deal by Rochelle Allison, and this book was again 4.5 stars for me. And the thing I loved about this book was its setting. Like, everyone loves a small town romance, but you more importantly love the setting of it. Like, how was the small town set up? So yes, I loved the setting of this book. St. Croix. It was set up in St. Croix, and I loved it. Sky and Xavier's, they were, oh my god, they were a dream couple. Like, you can only see them in dreams. So yes, and the thing is, you feel giddy reading the conversations. Like, you are happy reading the conversation, and you expect. That's the thing with, again, with this book. You expect and you expect and you expect. And once you start expecting, you cross all the boundaries of expectations from that author. So yes, this was The Real Deal by Rochelle Allison. I guess this one released the starting of May, if I'm not wrong, at the very start of May or the last of April. The next book which I read was Real Deal by Rochelle Allison. Sorry for my fumbling. And the thing with this book is, like, we all love a small town romance, and the most for me, more importantly than a small town, it should be its setting. Like, the setting should feel like a small town. And Rochelle wrote the story, like, with St. Croix as the base. And let me tell you, St. Croix is everything, like literally everything you can expect from a small town. So that's what clicked for me at the first. And then Xavier and Sky, oh my god. And Xavier's name, like, their names were so amazing, because you expect that the book to be amazing after hearing such amazing names. So yes, this book was adorable, every cuteness and everything you can expect from a small town romance, obviously. And I rated this one a 4.5 stars. This was my first read by Rochelle Allison, and after reading this book, I'm expecting, like, this book has crossed all the boundaries of my expectations, and I'm expecting more, more from Rochelle Allison, more of everything. because I feel this book will not be a standalone, it will be a series, but not interconnect. Like this will be a series which has other friends of Xavier's and Sky in those books. So yes, I'm gonna really wait and cross fingers. I'm just waiting for this. Now I'm going to talk about a book which was a totally different experience for me, because I've never ever in my life read about a reverse harem trope, and this book was something very special for me, because obviously the first time you read a trope, the book becomes special. And the thing about this book was, like, Rachel Jonas and Nikki Thorne, they were amazing while writing this book. And the thing which happens throughout the book, the spice level is incredible. I rated this one a 4 star, and the ending, I'm left hanging. This has a cliffhanger. Let me tell you all, if you all think of reading this book, read at your own risk, because it ends with a cliffhanger. You are just gonna wait for the next book. That's the thing with this book, this one. And the four main male characters, don't get me started with them, because they are super hot, super cute. I'm not gonna say cute, super alpha male characters. But if somebody else touches her, they are gonna be jealous or gonna be angry or whatever. But if their group touches her, nobody is gonna care, nobody does give a fuck. So yes, moving on with this book, the thing is, like what I told you, I'm left hanging, and the slight twist, which I'm not gonna tell you all because I don't want to spoil the book for you all, is something I was never expecting while reading the 70 or 80% of this book. So yes, it caught me off guard, being honest, but I'm expecting, like, I can't wait. The next book in this series needs to come soon, very fast, and I know Rachel and Nikki are not gonna make us wait. The next book which I have read is A Little Taste by Tia Lucy, and this book follows Aiden, who has a son, 7-year-old son named Owen, and then there is Brit, who is a forensic photographer. And it's a small town romance. Brit comes to the town to investigate a case with Aiden. And okay, now getting into this book, we generally see, like, the professional lives of the characters are not shown in detail, like, except some of the few books. But this book had me falling for the characters because of their profession. That's the thing, because the profession was so commendable. Profession was commendable, I will not say, but the work in the professions, they were so perfect in their works. They will always be perfect in the profession. Apart from that, Owen was such a sweet boy. Like, Aiden had my heart, but throughout this book, I was ready to give Owen my heart on a silver platter to him. And then moving on, like, I have a feeling that this will again be a series, like standalones, but a series, because there are Stone Brothers I'm waiting for the brothers to have their own different books. And then Brit's best friend, oh my god, that girl, she's the most funniest best friend I've ever seen, like, ever. She's supportive, she is funny, she is distracting, she's everything you expect from a best friend to put herself in the book. So yes, I rated this one a 4.5 star, and the spice and the banter was worked for me. I'm not gonna was, but they worked for me. Like, the spice and the banter equally worked for me in this book. The next book which I've read was Temptation by Jenna Hartley, and this book released somewhere around the 1st of May. And this book was a age gap sports romance, because the male character is, like, the leader of the soccer team. Then forced proximity, yes, forced proximity, forbidden. I love her. I saw her first trope because I don't know how many have guessed it, but ex-boyfriend style. Kendall's ex-boyfriend's dad was Knox, and Knox saw her first, but Knox's son Jude approached Kendall first. So yes, first she was in a relationship with Jude, and then she moved on with Knox. Now let me tell you all one thing. This book was like brought an end to a drought which I was experiencing from age gap books. This book worked so well for me, and I rated it a 4.5 star. I know many of you will be asking afterwards, like, why I'm like why I'm just glancing down, because I have my Instagram page open, and actually I don't remember the books. Like, I remember the books, but I don't remember their ratings. So yes. So overall, this was an amazing experience because it keeps you hooked from the first page, and the more I'm gonna share with you all the most important things which I experienced in this book. First was Knox and Kendall was so mature throughout the books. Like, many of the age gap books don't provide you with the maturity you expect because it's an age gap romance. Like, one of the character is older than the other one, so you expect a bit of maturity. But the thing is, both were mature enough to handle various situations which life threw in their way. And then I love, like, they did not avoid or they did not force the decision on Jude. Like, Jude caught them, but the thing was, like, Jude was so, like, he they Knox and Kendall handled the situation with Jude so well. Like, you generally see what we generally see in other books, like, you pressure the son or daughter in such a case. You pressure them, until they accept the decision. But this book had something different in it which you are gonna read and experience. So yes, the next book which I have read was When I Come Home by Maisie Myers, and this is a 4.5 star read. It's a small town, second chance, enemies to lovers, and it's always been you. Now this book, like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting this to be so amazing, so emotional, so heart-touching book, because throughout this book you will experience situations, you will experience the characters, and you will feel them, which is very rare in some of the books. But this book had everything in it. And the thing with this book was, Cole and Thea left before 6 years. Thea left the small town 6 years ago to just accomplish her dreams. But then she comes back to town, I guess, because her dad dies. And what happened in Thea's, like, what made Thea stay just for pursuing her dreams is a tragic thing. Like, it was tragic. But then we have Cole jumping into the situation, who is this grumpy when he sees Thea, because she broke her heart. She broke his heart 6 years ago, and then she comes back, expects to be everything right according to him. But then, obviously, Cole is the perfect male specimen you expect, and then he comes in, he rescues Thea just from the, what to say, sorrow or the grief she is experiencing due to her dad's death. And that's that. I already told you I rated it a 4.5 stars, and throughout this book the characters were so mature. Like, if I start speaking in detail about this book, it will take a whole day because this book was so damn amazing. The next book which I read was Rules in Love by Bindi Kennedy, and this book was a Christmas freaking bonus for me because it has two single parents in a single book. So you have single mom, single dad, friends to lovers, and one of our most beloved trope, workplace romance. So I rated this one a 4 stars. The kids in this book were so cute. Like, throughout the book, not a major, but a part of the book, they spend the conversations they have. It's so amazing. And then the thing I loved was how Bindi Kennedy brought out the social thoughts regarding single mothers into view. and you know how amazingly she handled and she wrote those things. It's amazing. And the most amazing thing, the sexual tension they have throughout the book. Like you can feel it in the air around you while reading it. So that's the thing with this book. I loved it. It was amazing. It was a workplace romance, which already has a priority in my imaginary list. So yes, this book was amazing. You all need to read it. I rated this again. Why I'm repeating, I don't know, but I rated this a 4 stars, and the best friend in this book was again amazing because he helped fuel the fire in the relationship. The next book which I read was Big Six by Maggie Rodden, and these are the similar tropes like Temptation, and I rated this one a 4 stars. But like Temptation, it's not ex-boyfriend's dad, but it's ex-husband's best friend, and this was something new to me because I never experienced something like this. And then it was a fake dating, it's a sports romance, and again he saw her first sort of true. Alex and Harper. What I'm gonna say about Alex, because he's the epitome of perfection in this book. Because Alex has the positive nature which you expect from the character, and then he goes all caveman-y. I don't even know if that's a word. He goes like a caveman, and then saves Harper, and due to which they land in a situation which forces them to take up the fake dating thing up. And then it's just history, because you all know what happens generally. But this book was a bit exception because I don't know if I experienced this for the first time, because it was my first reading a trope which has ex-husband's best friend thing. But oh my god, Harper's ex-husband was just crazy. Like he would move heaven and hell just to keep Harper to himself. I don't understand why. Like why? Why dude, you just left her once? Why again go ruin her life when she is enjoying her life very fucking much? That's the thing. And then the thing about this book, the exceptional thing is, like, I read book which has post drama scenes, but it does not have a husband's best friend thing, but it has post drama things, post drama I'm saying, post divorce things going on, and I generally don't love them because they are just sort of the same thing going on and on and on. But I actually loved those because I actually loved the rivalry between Alex and Harper's ex-husband. So yes, I bet if you all love the tropes which I have mentioned, you are gonna love this book. The next book which I have read was Perfect Enemy by M. Robinson. I have read like numerous books from her, but The Perfect Enemy worked differently for me. I rated this one a 5 star. 5 star. Can you imagine? 5 star. Because she is the queen of perfection. She wrote this book perfectly. The suspense in this book, oh my god, you are just gonna guess what happens. You're just gonna guess and guess and guess what happens next, and then. But you are never gonna get it right, because I did not. That never means that you are not gonna read it right. Just to know that if you are gonna get it right or wrong, you need to read this book, because this is a necessity. You just need to read this book. And throughout this book, Jason Koff, I'm just speechless, because Koff calling Jace Bunny had me. It literally had me at that point. So yes, and this is the only book, I guess, which I read in one sitting. Like, I started it in the afternoon and finished it before my lunch. Started in the afternoon or just after breakfast. I started it and finished it before lunch. So yes, this was an exception for me. Like, I have read books in one sitting, but it took more time, because I don't know, the thrill and the anticipation this book has throughout had me in 3 hours. Yes, in 3 hours I completed the book. It's definitely a first for me, because the shortest time I had to complete a book was most probably 6 to 7 hours. The next book which I read was The Wicked Angel by Jane Diamond, and this book follows Johnny O'Reilly. He is a famous rock star, not like world-breaking famous, which many of the books has, but he's a famous one. And Angeline is a upcoming publicist. She works in an internship for a company, and this has I will not say every, but this has some of the tropes we all love. It has enemies to lovers, brother's best friend, rock star, and then again it has kings, because Angeline is a girl who loves to dream, and she has some of the kings going on in the back of her mind, which she wants Johnny to fulfill. And that's where Johnny comes to rescue her, or rather to fulfill her kings, and that's what we follow throughout the books. This had like the sufficient amount, or more than sufficient, let me say, more than sufficient amount of spice you expect from a book. And then how Johnny goes through the toughest phase of his life with Angeline by her side. It's an amazing book, because Angeline also has a chance to prove herself as a worthy publicist under the supervision of Johnny, because Johnny needs a publicist and Johnny hires Angeline. So yes, and after such so much tension throughout the book, they have the first kiss. And the thing is, okay, the tension which walks throughout the book, and it's a slow one, so it was worth it. Like, first one was worth it, the wait was worth it. You are gonna love this book if you actually enjoy a good rockstar romance. The next and the final book for today which I have read is Sneak Peek by Victoria Wilder, and I just before filming this video I finished this one. And the thing about this book is Miles and Sammy were amazing throughout this book. You are gonna love them. They are so adorable, they are so cute, they are so everything you expect from two little characters to play in the story of Michael and Grace. And this one was a 5-star read for me. They are everything. Miles and Sammy are everything. They helped Michael and Grace to follow through the relationship, to develop the feelings for each other, and they worked as a bridge. As expected, everyone's gonna feel that Michael's and Sammy's mom left when they were a child, so you are expected to hate her. So that expected to hate her is something different, but throughout this book you are gonna despise her is something different. And I despised her because she does some things which breaks my heart for Miles and Sammy. So yes, this book was everything. This book was amazing, with the baggage the characters had, the anxiety or the anxiety or the panic attacks which Michael had, and Miles and Sammy. And I'm again telling, if you read a single parent book, you will never find characters like them. You will rarely find, I'm not gonna say never, but you will rarely find characters like them who is so supportive, because many of the books we see, like, the parents or the couples have to break it out to the children, but they just felt it, they just imagined, and they just pushed them. So yes, this was all the ARCs which I read throughout the past 3 weeks, and I'm reading more of them. I'm currently reading Twisted Hearts by Savannah Rylan. The thing is, you all can expect this to be a mid-month wrap-up, because I'm not gonna assure you all that I will be reading more physical books, because my physical books are collecting dust on the bookshelf. So yes, that's the thing for today. That's it for today. Bye bye. See you in the next video.